This was a really impressive LA Clippers season. I was expecting all things worse for them going into the year because Kawhi Leonard was out to start off the year. They didn't own their first round pick at the end of the season, and it was a tough Western Conference. So I was scared that the Clippers were not going to do well this year, and they may give OKC a good pick. That did not happen. Harden, Kawhi, Norman Powell, Zubats, and others all played well, and the Clippers had a successful season, even though it didn't end up the way they wanted it to. And we are going to head here into the 2025 offseason with some question marks for this team. Now, I do think they have a good front office. I think Trent Redden did a very good job letting Paul George walk. Even though they gave him a max deal, they're lucky that Paul George wanted that 5th year. They go out, they get Ben Simmons in the buyout market. They signed Derrick Jones Jr., and they signed Chris Dunn last offseason. They also traded Terrence Mann for Bogdan Bogdanovic this year. This team is in an okay spot because it does help that they only have to give up like a pick in the 20s this year throughout the lottery. That pick exactly is going to be at number 23. Yeah, you're not going to lose any sleep giving up that pick that was in the Paul George trade. Obviously, that trade did not work out for them, but that happened so long ago. So if we look at our draft pick situation going forward, we do own none of our first round picks right now. 2026, we don't own anything. 2028, we don't own anything. And it's a swap worse with the Thunder in 27. That's not going to be good. The Thunder are going to be good then. Who knows? Maybe us and the Sixers are bad in 2029. But yeah, we don't have much draft capital to work with. And this team is aging at the moment. Kawhi's 34 years old. And can you rely on him to be healthy for another straight year? Maybe. James Harden had a bounce back year in year number 35, well, age 35, another year in the league. He's a free agent at the end of the year. We're going to look to re-sign him. Zubats was the biggest story, I think, for this team because he really broke out to being an all-NBA caliber player this year. Now, he may make an all-NBA team because there were some injuries and he wouldn't normally make it, but he had an incredible year, 17 points, 12 and a half rebounds, was a top 15 defender in the sport. Norman Powell really stepped up with the added touches because of Paul George's departure. Dunn and Jones Jr. all played pretty good on the defensive end of the floor. I'm figuring out because I got to get younger. Now, we do own a first round pick. It is a swap with the Thunder. It wasn't directly owned outright. So we do have the 29th overall selection. And I don't think I'm going to make any other trades here just on draft night alone. So I'm going to make my selection at 29. The Sixers, of course, won the lottery and they take Cooper Flagg. It's elite for them. So this was a pretty easy pick for me at 29. We're going to take Ryan Kalkbrenner, who's going to be the backup center next year. A senior coming out of Creighton. Can step in right away for this team. All right, so let's sign our guy, Ryan Kalkbrenner, who, yeah, like I said, is going to be the backup to Ivica Zubac. James Harden opts out. Not really a shocker there. I didn't like the Kobe Brown draft pick when it happened, but we are going to pick up that team option. Maybe he ends up getting traded this offseason. Patrick Baldwin Jr., Trent Flowers, Seth Lundy. We're not going to offer anybody the qualifying offer. So Harden doesn't have a real deal out there. I'm just going to give him one last 2-year deal. It's going to be worth a decent amount of money. It'll be $47 million a year. He should accept that. Then I'm also going to bring back Ben Simmons on a 3-year deal worth $13 million. I'm going to get Amir Coffey back 2 years, $4.5 million. And then Jonathan Isaac actually got cut by the Magic. So we're going to sign him. And I'm going to give Tyus Jones a 2-year, $8.5 million contract. And I'm going to do a risky, dumbish trade maybe. I'm going to trade away my 2nd round pick in the 26th draft. Bogdan Bogdanovic is expiring, as well as Drew Eubanks for Kyle Kuzma, who has a guaranteed contract for the next 2 years at $21 million. He's going to be a bench player for us, hoping we can fix him and turn him around. But I'm also getting AJ Green for taking on the Kuzma deal, which I think is worth it. All right, so here at play progression, Kawhi's still a 91. Harden regresses a little bit. Powell regresses a little bit. Dunn is up to an 81. And before the season starts, we could re-sign Kawhi. I'm not going to do that. I honestly don't know if I want to re-sign Norman Powell just yet. And I do need to cut 2 players before the season starts. It's going to be Flowers. And I like Cam Christie in the 2nd round of last year's draft. Now, I do have to cut some other, like another player, but I don't know who to cut here. And I'm going to trade Kobe Brown to the 76ers for their 2027 second and Anthony Gill, who's just going to get waived by me. All right, so we're going to start off the season with James Harden at the 1. Powell at the 2. I think we may go Kawhi at the 4, or excuse me, Derrick Jones Jr. at the 4, Kawhi at the 3. That's still a really good team. I don't know if Jonathan Isaac is going to play just yet. We're going to go like 10 minutes to Tyus Jones. We're going to go like 18 to Simmons and Dunn. We're going to go 20 to Kuzma. The last spot could go to Kalkbrenner for now. He can get like 10 minutes a night. And then I'm going to go 33 to Harden, Powell, and Leonard. I want to go 33 to Zubats. We're going to go like 27 to Jones Jr. And then 5 minutes a night, we can get AJ Green in there, see if we can get him in rhythm to start off the year. Under Ty Lue, balanced, we are 3.5 stars. So we start off the season against the Spurs and the Suns, and we lose by 4 to the Spurs. And then we blow out the Suns. James Harden, all right, maybe not showing any signs of regression. 51-12 in the 2nd game of the year. How about that? And then we have a road game against the Pistons and a home game against the Thunder. I mean, in the offseason, I wonder what they're going to do. Now, Rob Pelinka, after the Lakers got eliminated, said that he sees there being a lot of trades this offseason, which is kind of crazy, like a GM already saying that. And I wonder if the Clippers would get involved in a big trade. Like, would they dangle Ivica Zubac if they were going to get like a Giannis? But I don't think they're going to have enough to go out and get Giannis. But James Harden's off to a great start. So is Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, like, would they look to move Norman Powell this offseason? That could make some sense. All right, so this team is on fire right now in 2026. We are 35-18, and the West is so good. That's like what also is a little hesitant. Like, I say it every Western video. I say it honestly every video now, how the West is so much harder than the Eastern Conference. Like, the Suns are 29-19. Shout out to them. I mean, they didn't trade away Kevin Durant, who's probably going to get traded this offseason. Like, could he go to the Clippers? I don't know. Maybe there's a Norman Powell type trade. Him and reunited with James Harden would be kind of hilarious. And they would be basically the 3 seed in the Eastern Conference, though. So that like just goes to show you how tough it is here in the West. And I do wonder, like, now I just said Kevin Durant to the Clippers. Could that happen? You know, a little Norman Powell, Bogdan Bogdanovic, and Derrick Jones Jr. So 22-11 for Harden, 45 from the field, 37 from 3. There's Kawhi Leonard, 19, 6, and 5. He's been really good this year. Norman Powell, though, 36 from 3, 85% from the free throw line. He is a free agent at the end of the year. Zubac is an incredible big man for us, and he's not going anywhere right now. Derrick Jones Jr., you'd like for him to be a little bit more efficient, but I'll take it. Like, we have him, Simmons, there's Kyle Kuzma, who we could include in a trade. I think we could look to move some type of players here at the deadline. And we're going to try to capitalize on the Boston Celtics, who need to make moves this offseason. And they didn't trade any of like their top guys. Like, they still have Brown, Tatum, Holiday. They need to shed some money because this team is going to be restricted down the line. And immediately with the new CBA and the collective bargaining agreement as a whole, they got new owners. They don't want to trade KP. Nobody wants that Drew Holiday contract. We're going to get Derek White in a second for Jonathan Isaac and Norman Powell, who they could look to re-sign in the offseason, or they can look to let walk. But we're going to take advantage of the Celtics, who desperately need to shed some cap. And we are going to acquire Derek White, who may be like the perfect 2 guard to have next to James Harden. And we're going to make another risky trade here. I really want to keep, I want to do this trade and get John Collins, but I'm just scared I'm not going to have bird rights and he's going to leave me for nothing in the offseason. So maybe I'm not going to do something like that. So I'm going to mortgage the future even more. I'm going to trade Kyle Kuzma, Cam Christie, and my 2030 first round pick for Jalen Wilson. Fine, but I'm getting Cam Johnson, who could be a power forward or small forward for us and could space the floor even more and is such an upgrade over Kuzma. So yeah, no longer have Kyle Kuzma on the team. We're going to have Kawhi Leonard, I think, at the 4 still, and we're going to put Cam Johnson into the starting 5. I don't know, like, who's gonna not play for us in the playoffs, but I definitely want to get, like, Derrick Jones. Honestly, though, what we may do is have Derrick Jones start still, but Cam Johnson is gonna be, like, one of the first guys off the bench, because Derrick Jones may be a better power forward defensively. He definitely is a better power forward defensively. I just wanted to, add Cam Johnson. We did have to trade a 2031st, so we're putting all our eggs in the basket here of 2026. And I can sign AJ Green before the year ends, so I'm going to give AJ Green a 2-year extension at around $7 million a year, because that's a nice tradable contract if we get to that point in the offseason. Always trying to think 2 steps ahead here. All right, Anthony Edwards, year for him. He ends up winning MVP this year, the first of his career. Cooper Flagg, Rookie of the Year for the 76ers. Hey, they're set up nicely going forward. Josh Giddey replaces Tyus Jones very nicely over there in Phoenix. Pods wins Most Improved Player. Okay, I'm okay with the 3rd-year man who now shot 42% from 3. Here's All-NBA first team Shea, Giannis, Jokic, Luka, and Ant. Second team, we got Halliburton, Wemby, Bang, James Harden as a 36-year-old, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 10.5 assists. I wonder if he led the NBA. 37 from 3, 89% from the free throw line. An incredible year for James Harden, who I've been critical in the past with, and I did not think he was going to have this good of a year. So hand up, I was wrong on that. I was not high on James Harden going into the year. So yeah, we added Derek White, which was a huge pickup midseason wise. And I also wanted to just take a look at Kawhi's numbers. 20 points, 6 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 41% from 3, 30 minutes a night, keeping him fresh for the playoffs. And here we go. Let's get into the playoffs. But first, I also want to create the rotation. So it's Harden, White, Leonard, Jones Jr., and then we're going to have Cam Johnson off the bench with Chris Dunn getting some minutes. Ben Simmons going to get some minutes off the bench. And then the last 2 spots, I'll go like 8 to Jones and Kalkbrenner. I mean, a 5-man rotation in the playoffs is a little bit extreme, but we're going to go 36 to Harden, 37 to White, 37 to Kawhi. Let's go 35 to Zubac. And we are the 3 seed taking on the 6-seeded Warriors here in round number 1. Let's do this. Jimmy Butler was incredible this year. 21 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists as a 36-year-old. I thought about trading for Jimmy at one point, but I opted for Derek White instead. This would be a phenomenal series. Aging teams who can come out on top. Harden. Oh my God. Don't give me this playoff Harden, please. please. Pods was the best player in that game. We do win game 2. Kawhi with 29. James Harden, man, when the lights are the brightest. He did have 15 assists, but 24% from the field and 6% from 3 to start off the playoffs. Not great. We do win game 3, though, by 22. Bang. There we go. That's the James Harden I need. I need game 1, Eastern Conference semifinals, 2023 James Harden. That's the one against Boston when Embiid's out and you can step up. Bang. We win game 4. Curry at 30. Kawhi, 41. Yeah, Kawhi's having an elite playoff series. All right, do not blow a 3-1 lead. Bang. We end up losing game 1, and then we win 4 in a row. Derek White had a good game. Harden had a great game. Kawhi had 29, and we are going to advance to round number 2. Yeah, that was a fun series. Zubats, 14 and 13. So we're going to be taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves, who do have the MVP of this year's season, Anthony Edwards. They've added Gershon Yabusele, Mo Wagner, and it's a Trey Jones versus Tyus Jones series. We do end up winning game 1 by 1. We outscored them by 6 in that fourth quarter. 55 for Kawhi and Harden. Game 2, bang. 134-103. And at 40 was not nearly enough. We ended up winning by 31. Harden with 30 and 10. We just won both of them in Minnesota. Don't lose the next 2. Okay, we're up 3-0. Oh my God, I'd be pissed. This is like my Nets series. Actually, I forget if you guys have seen that video. It was like a series where the Nets kept beating me, but they only kept beating me by 1. And yeah, we ended up winning by 1 in game 1. We win by 1 in game 3. Hey, I'll take it. I'd rather be us than them. And we're going to lose game 4. We're going to lose game 5. We're going to win game 6. Okay, thank God. Harden 45 in the convincing game 6. I was a little nervous there that we were going to blow a 3-0 lead. We ended up blowing them out in game number 6. And yeah, Kawhi and Harden got it done. Mostly Harden there in round number 2. In game 4, in which they won by 11. And then they won by 11 in game 5. A kind of an epic choke from us. We're taking on Dallas in the conference finals. So you got Kyrie versus Harden. That'd be kind of fun. You got AD versus Kawhi and White and Zubats. So game 1, Dallas wins. They blow us out. It's unfortunate. I wonder if I want to trim this rotation, though, here. Like, Tyus Jones has actually been, like, kind of solid for us, so there's no need to bench him. Like, if anything, I'd probably bench, like, Chris Dunn, but I don't know if I want to do that. Game 2 goes to Dallas. All right, I got to make some type of switch here. So Derrick Jones Jr. cannot hit a shot to save his life. We're going to get Cam Johnson into the rotation. He's going to get around 10 minutes. And we're going to go about 36 to Cam Johnson. Yeah, he's been hot. Let's see if he can maybe get us back in this series in game 3, which we do win. All right, Harden with 37. Cam Johnson, 10 points, to not shoot well, but I'll take it. A win is a win. Can we tie it up? Bang, there we go. Brand new series, 136-128. Harden with 28. Cam Johnson with 20. How has Ben Simmons been in the playoffs? 6-3 and 2.5. That is fine with me. Yeah, like I don't know if I want to bench anybody here. We could bench AJ Green, who's not really been shooting well. And if you're not shooting well, there's probably no point in playing you. So we can give Ben Simmons a couple more minutes. Game 5. We end up losing this one. Damn, by 4. Damn, and we choked that fourth quarter. That sucks. Game 6. Okay, we forced a game 7. Here we go. We won by 20. We are 1 game away from the NBA Finals. Can we do it? Oh my God, winner takes on the Cavs. I'm nervous, man. We have a great first quarter. Outscore them by 12. I'd say that's a great quarter. We get outscored by 6. That's fine. Just outscore them in the third. Good bounce back. Oh my God, we blow it just like that. Getting outscored by 7 already in the fourth. We're up by 8 with 4.5 to go. Up by 9. Oh my God, and they go on a run. We are only up by 3. I am nervous. Up by 1 with 1:05 left. Oh, great. And they have the ball as well. Harden trying to guard Kyrie. I hate this. Kalkbrenner's in the game. I don't know why. Kawhi is guarding AD. I mean, Lively's not taking threes. Harden go over the screen. What? How did Lively get that rebound? Oh my God, are you kidding me? Kalk. Oh my God. Come on, dude. What are you doing? Kalk, how does he get that rebound? And how do you... Oh my God, man. And then I fouled him and he gets an and 1. So Zubats clearly fouled out. Holy crap, that sucks. And I think Ben Simmons fouled out as well. That is just brutal. I mean, going to Kawhi in the post is risky because he's guarded by Anthony Davis. So I don't really know if I want to mess with that. Harden trying to do something on Kyrie. Can he get him in the air? Oh my God, kick it out. One more. Derek White, 3 ball. Please, I need this Derek White. No, come on. You were open. Oh, now we need to stop. If they score here, we're screwed. Oh, I should have just let the CPU play it out. All right, Harden trying to guard Kawhi. This is going to be fun. Get out of my way. Oh, my God, get out of my way. They're going to dribble it out. We do have 2 timeouts left. Derek White should be guarding Kyrie. This is not good. We're fine. Kyrie pulls up. Harden with good defense. Can we get the rebound? Where? Oh, my God, man. Where are the people boxing out? We're so lucky it got tipped in the air. That is frustrating. Man, who do I want taking the shot? Kawhi, Cam, Harden, White. Everybody's tired. Oh God, I don't trust like AJ Green out there right now. We couldn't even advance it all the way. Oh my God, this is where we get the advancement. All right, let's kick it to Kawhi. Can I get a screen? Nope. Kawhi, 3 to the rim. Kawhi. Oh no. Oh, I got fouled. Wait, I got fouled, right? Let's go. Oh my God, I got bailed out. I don't know. I was looking for contact. Kawhi, please hit both. First one, good. Thank God. Oh my God, 1.7 left or 1.2 left, and AD fouled out, and Kawhi makes the second. Thank God. All right, so what is my defensive lineup here? I guess Kalkbrenner's gonna be at the five. Wait, Ben Simmons didn't foul out. I was trying to get him in the game. So Kalkbrenner, Jones, Kawhi, White, and Dunn. That's perfect with me. Come on. They have 1.2 left. Derek Jones guarding the inbounder, PJ Washington. Just no threes in the corner. No threes in the corner. I'm here with Kyrie. That's the one guy. Max Christie. No. Are you kidding me? No way. No way. Max Christie just hit like a 35-foot bomb. And the Dallas Mavericks are going to the NBA Finals. He hits the biggest shot of his life. You gotta be kidding me. You actually have to be kidding me. Oh my God. I was so convinced we were going to overtime and AD fouled out. Oh my God, we lose at home at the Intuit Dome. That sucks so much, man. That sucks so much. Oh, what are you going to do, I guess? And the LA Clippers have been eliminated with our aging team. That sucks. Oh my God. Darius Garland and Kyrie are conference finals MVPs. The Cavs beat the Pistons actually in 7, and the Mavericks go on to win it all. They traded away somebody because I know they have Aaron Gordon. It looks like they traded away like DeAndre Hunter for Aaron Gordon. Damn, I'm not going to say that sucks again because I've said it so many times, but I'm in pain right now. Max Christie just took the life out of me with that shot. Feels like a UNC fan watching the 2016 national title game. I haven't really, like Nemhard destroyed my dreams in, what was that, game 4 against the Knicks last year, game 3. The Knicks haven't had too many bad playoff beats because they haven't played too many games in the playoffs in my lifetime. So the Thunder just outright get our pick at 26. Luckily, we don't have to give them a good pick, but it's not a swap. We just don't own a pick this year. So Kawhi's got 1 year left of the deal. Same with Harden. There could be regression coming. White is 32. I think this offseason I'd like to get somebody that I could start at the power forward spot, and maybe Jones Jr. comes off the bench. Oh my God, the number 1 overall pick. New Orleans just traded the number 1 pick, the rights to Darren Peterson, Cameron Boozer, or AJ Debance for Jaylen Brown. Hello, AJ Debance is over there in Boston. So we did have a second rounder at pick 42. I took Donovan Freeman from the Syracuse Orange. We're going to pick up the team option on Chris Dunn, but he's somebody that could definitely be moved this offseason. I'm going to give Jalen Wilson that qualifying offer, and I'm going to try to make a trade with Cleveland, and I want to get Aaron Gordon. But it's going to be tough to get there because he's making $31 million. So I would offer Derek Jones Jr. I would offer AJ Green. Actually, I don't even think I'm going to get close to getting there because I don't want to move any of these top 5. And Chris Dunn, I'd have to gut the roster basically. Trading 4 players for Aaron Gordon is probably not wise. If you think about it, like Jones or Green was not going to make the playoff rotation. I'm trading Dunn. I'm basically trading 3 rotational guys for Aaron Gordon. I don't think that's worth it. So I may need to wait till some contracts fill up. We do have like a little bit like a taxpayer exception. I'm going to actually try to get Deuce McBride from the Knicks. Bang, there we go. And I'm going to give Jalen Wilson the good old KJ Martin. I'm going to call it that, where you just give him like an overpaid contract. Last year's not guaranteed, and you're basically using it as salary filler. Which now if we revisit the Aaron Gordon idea, could we get there with Jones, Wilson, and then if I also included AJ Green? Okay, that I'm okay with doing. Would they do that? They would want Donovan Freeman in a second, and I get Jalen Tyson? Oh, let's do that. Aaron Gordon, welcome to the Clippers. I like our 5 because now it's Harden, White, Kawhi, Gordon, Zubats. And I'm going to be trading Tyus Jones and Ryan Kalkbrenner to the Jazz for Time Lord to be the backup center, just a more veteran presence over Kalkbrenner, and I get a future second out of it. So we're going into the season next year with Harden, Simmons, White, Dunn, McBride, Johnson, Tyson, Leonard, Gordon, Zubats, Williams. I'm going to change Ben Simmons' position. What is it the highest at the small forward spot? So he's going to stay there, 83 overall. All right, so here at play progression, only Aaron Gordon regresses. He's down to an 84. Everybody else is pretty much up. All right, so let's give Kawhi a 2-year extension before the season starts to his age 37 season. Harden is not eligible for an extension. Let's also bring back Cam Johnson. We could do like a 3-year deal worth around $42 million. And then Derek White, we don't have to re-sign right now. And then Chris Dunn, I'm also going to give a 2-year extension to at the moment. All right, so we got Harden, White, Kawhi at the 3, Gordon at the 4, Johnson as the 6th man with Simmons, Dunn, McBride, and Robert Williams. That's a good bench. And then we also have Jalen Tyson waiting in the wings as well. And I honestly may go 11-man rotation for the regular season and get Tyson some minutes. All right, so we start out the season at home against Phoenix, and we are going to beat them by 19. Kawhi is 33. Aaron Gordon has 11-5 in his first game as a Clipper. We play a good Timberwolves team, and we beat them by 6. There we go. Harden with 21. Cam with 17. Hello. We're at the trade deadline, and we're 44-5. We are playing that Max Christie shot in the locker room, in the Intuit Dome, over and over every single night. James Harden. Oh, my God, man. I don't know if 2K changed his tendencies or they pushed back his peak end age, because he's playing so much better than I could imagine. 24, 5, 9.5, 1.2 steals, 47, 37, 89 splits. I'm a fan of that. Derek White, great complimentary piece. 14, 5, and 5, 2 steals. He was once the best role player in the league, and now he'd be like the worst all-star in the league. 20 points for Kawhi, 5.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 44 from 3. He'll turn it up a notch in the playoffs. Gordon, okay, so he shot 43% from 3 in 2025, 40% last year, 38% this year. I'm taking that. And then you got Zubats, man, in the front. You got Cam Johnson off the bench, who's shooting 36 from 3. You got Ben Simmons out there, who's a switchable defender. Miles McBride, maybe you'd like for him to be a little bit better. Chris Dunn is actually shooting better for sure. Jalen Tyson, flirting with the shot. So honestly, if like it ain't broke, don't fix it. We are 44-5. The one thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to bench, or I'm going to swap McBride's minutes and Tyson's minutes, because I think there's a chance Tyson plays over McBride in the playoffs. All right, so Wemby wins MVP here in 2027. If we go up against them, we need Zubats to be the Wemby stopper. We won 72 games throughout the regular season. I mean, if all these guys were in their prime, maybe that could happen. Luka, All-NBA first team, actually goes and signs with the team that drafted him. James Harden, at age 37, is showing just, like, it doesn't have to be Curry or KD or LeBron. Harden could do it, too. Don't forget about him. And, like, his legacy changes so much if he can get this ring, man. Like, we're going to look at him different in talks, like, all time if he can get that ring before he retires. Kawhi only had to play 27 minutes throughout the regular season. More than fine with me. It's just because Ben Simmons and Cam Johnson are getting some minutes off the bench. So for the playoffs, Chris Dunn, don't get cold at the right or at the wrong time. So I don't think I'm going to play McBride for the playoffs. How did Tyson finish? He kind of struggled. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, it's going to be not great floor spacing off the bench, but it's going to be Williams, Dunn, 15 to Ben Simmons. We'll go 24 to Johnson. That's fine. I'm going to go 34 to Zubats. I'm going to go 34 to Gordon, 38 to Kawhi, 38 to Harden, 37 to Derek White. Yeah, we're playing these guys a ton of minutes. We're the 1 seed. We just won 72 games. We're taking on the Pelicans, who traded for Jaylen Brown. So they're still in the playing tournament after trading the number 1 pick for Jaylen Brown with a 17.8 point differential. Oh my God, that is insane. We would have had 21 more wins than the 2 seed in the East. And we lose game 1. Are you kidding me? 2K. What? We just won 72 games. I know I tinkered with the rotation a little bit, and I got a playoff Harden disaster class there, but still. All right, there we go. That's more like it. We end up winning by 44 in game 2. Game 3, we end up winning 138-93. We held them to just 15 points there in the fourth quarter. Zubats, 25 and 10. He's making light work of Nikola Vucevic, the opposing center. They tied up, man. We may lose more games. Well, that's not possible, but we lost 10 in the regular season. We've already lost 20% of those games here in round 1. All right, we beat them by 10 in game 5 at home. Can we not, like, go to a game 7? Thank you. We end up winning in 6 on the road there. Harden with 30 and 11. Zubats with 26 and 11. And we're taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team we beat in round 2 last year. But they're a good team, man. They scare me. They've added Jabari Smith Jr. They haven't, like, unleashed Rob Dillingham, who sometimes I see win, like, conference finals MVP. Harden had 40. Damn. Not enough, though. All right, don't go down 2-0. We win game 2 only by 2. Derek White, 6 of 20 from the field. 0 of 10 from 3. Harden, 2 of 11 from 3. How is this happening? Game 3 goes to the Clippers. 116-102. Kawhi with 24. Gordon with 23. Cam with 23. Game 4. We lose this one. 124-103, okay. Kawhi with 27. Can we win game 5, please? Bang, there we go. 124-111. 34 for Harden. 15 for White. 15 for Gordon. Game 6. Oh, my God. We're going to a game 7. 134-130. And with 33. Harden with 40 and 13. Here we go. Game 7 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The last game 7 we played in the playoffs did not end well. We get off to an elite defensive start. We're up by 38. Do not blow a 38-point lead in the second half. and we're going to be just fine. We are going to win by a lot to a little. Wow. 50-point win there in game 7. 31-14 for Harden. White, Leonard, Cam, everybody stepped up there, and we're taking on Wemby and the Spurs. You got Atlanta and the Pacers over in there in the ECF. They've added Trae Young instead of De'Aaron Fox. That's a good team. That's a good team. I am nervous against them. Game 1 goes to the Clippers, 131-113. We lost to a Texas team last year in the Western Conference Finals. Hopefully it's not the case this year. We take an early 2-0 start, but it can turn around so quickly. Bang, 3-0. We won by 4. Oh my God, 66 combined between Harden and Leonard. Please don't lose. Please don't blow. Okay, we sweep them. Let's go. They're not ready. They're not ready, James Harden. Let's go. Come on, it's destiny. It's destiny. 58 for Harden. Derek White with the triple-double. Oh my God. And we beat a really good team. Are we getting Atlanta? We are getting Atlanta. So you get Kawhi and Luka one more time in the playoffs. Wow, Harden versus Luka here. 33-8 for Harden in the Western Conference Finals. So yeah, Trae Young goes to San Antonio. Luka goes to Atlanta. Derek White at 16. Aaron Gordon at 13. I'm nervous. So Atlanta, they got a good team. They got Luka, Shepard, Reese Shea, Jalen Johnson, and Kungwu. Wait, I'd even bat an eye when I said Daniels was on New Orleans because he's like in his correct uniform. But no, yeah, they got him back. You got a Kungwu Johnson, Kuminga, Buffkin, Gary Trent Jr., and Vic Krejci. That's a good team. Game 1 goes to the Clippers. A lot to a little. Good start. 20 assists for Harden. Yeah, I'm debating trimming the rotation. I know 10-man rotation is kind of crazy for the playoffs, but we have a good team. We won by 1 in game 2. Okay, so we win both at the Intuit Dome. Game 3 in Atlanta, we take a 3-0 lead. 117, 109, 34, 7-12 for Harden. We are 7-0 since game 7 there, which we won. So we're on an 8-game winning streak. And can we make it a 9-game winning streak and win the NBA Finals here in 2027 and get Harden and Kawhi a ring before they retired? It would have been nice to get Paul George a ring, but he left us for the 76ers, thought it was greener pastures, and I don't really know about that. So we have a good game here. We're up by 11 with 2 minutes to go. And I really hope the Clippers are going to be okay long-term because Steve Ballmer, actually cares. Like, he's an owner that wants to invest billions of dollars into this team because he's like the richest owner in the NBA. He's basically like the Steve Cohen of the NBA. Nice block there, Robert Williams on Luka. But he cares. Ty Lue's a good coach. Like, Kawhi could cement himself in NBA legacy as well. I know he doesn't have like the counting numbers because of the injuries and he got off to a little bit later of a start. I believe it was a multi-year guy at San Diego State. But man, if he can get a ring, 3 rings with 3 teams, imagine 3 finals MVPs with 3 teams, that would be incredible. Let me not mess around too much here as I just tried to throw an alley-oop. It didn't work out. Luka inside. Another block by Robert Williams. Damn, James Harden fouled out in this game. That's kind of unfortunate. We got Aaron Gordon coming over a screen. I'm not going to get anybody in the air there. But yeah, like, if we can get James Harden a ring as well, like, imagine his legacy if he's able to add a ring. Kawhi, fadeaway jumper, no good. Like, he may go down as one of the best point guard / shooting guards of all time. Luka's going to take a long 2. He's going to knock that down. Kawhi's got 7 in this game 4. Goes to show you how good of a team we built around him. Ben Simmons gets a ring to his resume. I mean, he's not making the Hall of Fame, but it would be cool to see Ben Simmons. Actually, I don't know if anybody really cares about Ben Simmons getting a ring. Kawhi inside. He gets that with the right hand. Puts us up by 11. Basically the dagger. And like Ty Lue, if he can get another ring as a coach for the Clippers, he would get 2 rings in his career. Like Zubats, I mean, not really a lot of legacies being cemented outside of Harden. Maybe Lue and Kawhi, but either way, it would be cool regardless. I always forgot, yeah, like Chris Dunn was a former top pick in the draft. He was in that Jimmy Butler trade. He must have been a multi-year guy at Providence as well. The fact that he is as old as he is, but like same draft class as Ben Simmons and Jaylen Brown. So yeah, we are going to win the 2027 NBA Finals. We're going to beat the Atlanta Hawks, and we're going to sweep them. We swept the conference finals. We swept the NBA Finals. This team won 72 games as well. This was a dominant 2027 season. Aaron Gordon fit this team like a glove. So did Derek White because we took advantage of the Celtics needing to make some financial restrictions because of new ownership in the CBA, and we can get Derek White. That's going to be an interesting storyline to also watch this offseason, the Boston Celtics, because they're not trading Tatum. I don't think they would trade Jaylen Brown, but if there could be an offer out there if it makes sense for them, because nobody wants that Drew Holiday contract. KP, I think people would trade for, but if you watch Kristaps this year, especially as of late, I think he's taking a little bit of a step back. He's getting up there. He's got the injury history. I would be a little hesitant trading for him as well. So does that mean Derek White gets moved? Because he would net you a nice return. And I think Jaylen Brown, like, there could be a chance. You never know. But I don't know if I really see it happening. But either way, the LA Clippers win the 2027 Finals. Harden finally gets his first ring. There is Chris Dunn holding up the NBA Finals trophy. Hey, there we go. We got Jonathan Isaac out there as well, hanging with the crew. And then Finals MVP is James Harden. So Kawhi does not get 3 with 3 different teams. Harden not only gets his first ring of his career, but his first Finals MVP as well. And he averaged 23 points, 6 rebounds, and 17 assists. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. What a series from James Harden right there. I mean, didn't he have a game where he had like 50 plus? Or that might have been a different series. Game 3, now he had 34. And then Aaron Gordon actually had 27 in game 4. So that is going to be for me. Hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you think the Clippers should do this offseason, or should they run most of this team back? I think it was a successful year for them, and we'll see what they're going to look like going forward. Drop a thumbs up if you guys did enjoy. Let me know down below what you guys thought, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.